Hello FlowsTube, this is Anna from BP Free AV channel and welcome back and welcome to all of you who are first time comers. I've got lots of lovely comments with respect to my two videos I published on Sunday. One was a talk which I've done in two languages, in English and in Russian. Thank you girls for all of you who commented. I really do appreciate the comments. I'm here to meet the people, to ask hobby related questions. So yes, comments are really welcome. So this is going to be my third installment of my stash. I'm still just going to show you the kits, nothing to do with the charts. I have plenty of charts, but I doubt the charts by themselves will be interested. So what I'm going to show you in today's one are going to be the designed by Netherlands, so the Dutch designers. I'm not going to show you the one I have from the Danish designer, not the Dutch, the Danish ones, because I only have one and I've showed you in my very first video. So it's going to be Dutch today, and I have some French ones and a couple of German ones. And after that, in terms of my kits, I will probably only have my Russian ones left and two chatelaines I have. If anyone is interested in chatelaines, I don't know. Oh yeah, and I have quite a lot of samplers, the charts, the Quakers and the samplers fully kitted. I might do that later, but today we're just gonna stick to the kits. So I'd like to start the kits with the Dutch designs. So I'm gonna start with Thea Gouverneur. I know if you're Russian YouTuber, you probably like them more. People in America stitch them more rarely than the Russians do. I have several kits. I have this design, which is really well known. Hydrangeas, that's design number 3067. And when it's stitched, it's 44 by 46 centimeters. It's a sampler with different variety of hydrangeas. So you have a variety of color, the variety of actual phenotype. So you can have them rounded, or you will have them the more original wild version. And they all come with the Latin and the English name. So if you are not an English speaking person, you can easily swap this for your own language. You keep the Latin name, which is the proper name. You have the binomial name given to you. The binomial name they do with abbreviation. So for genus, they only give you the capital letter. This kit comes with the linen. I love linen, as you well know, and I opted for linen. You can have this on either, but I obviously went for linen, and all the threads are DMC threads. Really easy to work with, and they're all included. I have stitched one Thea Gouverneur prior to that, and I had all my threads left. And even give you the needle you need, cross stitch needle. To go with it, I'm sorry it still has a dry stock, I'll try to remove it. I have a matching design, which I purchased on eBay because I think it's been discontinued. It's a sampler which is quite similar, but it's with roses instead of hydrangeas. And that's design number 3066. So if this is 3067, this is the one which just came before that, and it's 3066. They're exactly the same size, so 44 by 46 centimeters. They're matching pair, and I do intend to have them as a matching pair. And this one comes on exactly the same fabric. I think it's count 28, but unless I open it, and I don't want to open them, I'll show you in a minute why. I don't know what count it is. When you buy them on the website or any shop you go to, this one I bought from Arts and Designs, because on 123 Stitch I could never find this on linen, and I was adamant. This one I've seen in the actual shop in Amsterdam, but I bought on eBay because it was much cheaper. Look at the colors. I love all the colors of the threads. Those are the two designs I want to stitch. Another Thea Gouverneur I have, and I opened it, and once you open it, it doesn't stick back. I opened it because I wanted to see the extent of the problem and how big it is. This is St. Petersburg design. Thea Gouverneur is well known for her city series. So she has London, she has Istanbul. What else does she have? She has Rome, she has Amsterdam, and she has St. Petersburg. She's now released Moscow as well. I know some stitches have done this one, or they stitched in the Moscow one. and it has all the landmarks from St. Petersburg. So I would like to do it. Do you have an option to do it on white or doing it on black? I went for white because St. Petersburg is known for the white nights. You can have it on either, you can have it on linen. I went for linen. And you have all the threads included, including the one I hate, which is a DMC metallic. I can work with it, but I really would rather not. And the threads come on the cards, but they're not attached, just like anchor ones, which means they're secured with the tape. It will take a while. I can't stitch from those cards. I have to take them out and put them on the packer organizer in order to work with them, and the metal comes separately. I might have to substitute the metal. Let's see what the final size is. It is large. The linen, this time they actually did bother to tell me. It's size, no they didn't. See, I had a very long day at work and my brain is switching off. The finished size is 74.5 by 45 centimeters. This is going to be a monster to stitch. And it looks like count 32. So it looks rather small count to begin with. And if you want to purchase similar kit, the code is 430. 430 for St. Petersburg, the White Knight of St. Petersburg by Thea Gouverneur. They made it in Holland and the main shop is in Holland. I have stitched, as I mentioned, one Thea Gouverneur. This is where I keep all my stitched leftovers. I'm going to show you if I can find it. Whatever is left from my Thea Gouverneur, unless I have misplaced it. No, I haven't. This is the design I have stitched for my grandmother. I'm agnostic, I'm not religious. But my grandmother is Christian Orthodox, she's Russian Orthodox, and she wanted this particular icon. And it's called Mother of God. And the original piece, the reason why it looks like it's damaged, because the original piece, its antique icon, is damaged. And you would find this in Greece on that island they have, where women are not allowed. So it's just completely run by the monasteries and the monks live there, so the women are not allowed. But my grandmother is religious, so I stitched it for her, framed it. If you go on my Instagram, you can see it framed. I framed it quite strangely. I put it on a canvas so it would look like a painting and it would blend in. I swapped the either it came with, because this I couldn't find it on linen, so I swapped the either for the linen, and I went for the color which matched the background. So when I put it on the canvas, the side looked like it's been painted. Then I put it in a larger green outer frame. It took me a while to stitch because I've started using parking for the first time on this one, and even with parking I still had threads available. And this kit uses 8 different types of DMC gold, so DMC metallic, and that I think would slow me down substantially. It was pretty difficult for me to do. I really struggled with it, but I liked the design. I think the designs are really well thought of. Every stitch is there for a reason. And when I was stitching this one, I've started in 2013 in December, and I finished it last year. I got into the design, and my husband purchased me this kit for Christmas and New Year, and it's one of the largest kits I have seen by Thea Gouverneur. I mean, if you stitch high-ends and have enough designs, then you'll be fine, but if you're not, I don't stitch them. They terrify the crap out of me. I don't think I will last. It's going to be a battle, and I think the heaven of design will win over me. But I, as I mentioned, is a stitcher who knits, and I'm really into wool. I'm quite spoiled in a way. I mean, if you look behind me, all of those are natural. I don't need, well, and if I just, with one exception for socks. For socks I would add polyester or acrylic thread so they could last longer, and I do like to knit socks, but with that exception, everything else is a natural fiber, and I'm really into good quality of wool. And I live in England, and England is known for its wool. So what this kit represents is the map of my country I live in. I'm British by passport. The vast majority of wool is made sort of Scotland and north of England, sort of Yorkshire. And if you go hiking there, there's a lot of droppings left from the sheep. It's called, in Dutch, the name is in Dutch, it's called Card or Map of England. And when finished, it's 65 by 85 centimeters. This is a monstrous kit. And it comes with linen and loads of threads. I'm gonna open, because I've opened before. My husband was just really curious about the size of the fabric. 1, 2, and extras. This is all DMC, guys. This thing is going to kill me. It comes on. You know what? Maybe if I stitch it, I would be able to stitch Heaven Nerve designs, because I can't show you the fabric, but this thing doesn't have anything. What it does have is the outline of the page number. It has 18 pages. The icon I showed last year, I was just showing you the leftovers from, was 4. This is 18. I'm not going to zoom it, but you can see they're tiny. This is going to be a big challenge for me to accomplish. And I have a feeling there will be tears, but there's a needle. I'll take the needle out. Sorry, it's going to shake, guys. I'm going to move the chair so I can stand up. I'm still dressed from work. But you need to appreciate this. This is 32 count Belfast linen. Look at its size. I don't know, is that a yard? Is that a full yard? I don't know. But it's huge. And they do their kits. If you go for linen, they go there with Permina or Wilshire if you're American. I like it. It's like stitching your Mirabilia. It's slightly transparent because it's obviously antique white. But I think this is gonna test my patience. I am good at persevering, but you can see why this particular kit has been in my stash for so long. I love the design. I'm gonna zoom closer so you can have a look. It shows you the different breeds of the sheep, so you can have different type of wool. And they give you the name of the place they come from, so you can have Shetland and you can have Orkney from the well-known one. I think Swaledale is really known. They have Leicester, Suffolk. So you can have one. We live quite close to Suffolk. I live in Cambridge, just here. So Suffolk one is here. This is the region which is really known for its pig production. The vast majority of pork sausages are made here. You have Cornwall. If you watch the Miss Milky Bar Kids, this is where she lives. She lives in Cornwall. You have Devon. Plain sheep is quite well known. So if you are into knitting, that makes perfect sense. And they included the Northern Ireland. So this gives you the Great Britain. It's the complete set. And they have Isle of Man. They have Jersey. No, they don't have Jersey. They don't have sheep in Jersey. It's tiny. It's mostly now money laundering, isn't it? Well, cheese production. Beautiful butter. Yeah. If I stitch this, it's gonna go over the landing because we have 2-story high landing wall, which is completely white, and I have a skylight over it. And it will look beautiful. It will look really nice when finished. It's just a matter of tackling my fear and starting it. This is not the design which terrifies me the most. The one which terrifies me the most is my shuttling, but this is close second. So that was it for Thea Gouverneur. We're done with the Dutch design. I'm not going to show you Danish because it's only one kit and you have seen it in detail. I have 2 kits which are German. I don't think this brand is well known, but what they do reproduction based on Monet. I love Monet. There are 2 kits, they're matching. and they're tiny when you stitch. So if you've seen my FF4s in my house video, you know the blue lady in the hat? Lady in the hat based on Modigliani painting. I like the small one. And this is a full kit. I bought it in a German shop using Google Translate. And it came with a collar. It's very, very few threads. And it came with 28 count linen and a color chart, which I'm not going to show you, which is at the back. However, I have seen this stitched exactly using the recommended DMC threads, and I was not impressed. And I've seen it stitched using hand dyed, and it was stunning. It's one Russian blogger. I've seen it on her channel. I'll try to find her blog post. I think it came in 2012 or 2013. If I find it, I will link it below in the info box. And she substituted all the threads, all the blues and all the greens. It looks stunning. It looks absolutely stunning. And I have quite a lot of Ghost and with dye works and current water lilies, and that's what I think I will do. I will swap all the DMC. But because I'm not that good, particularly for this piece, because all of this, you basically play with the color. I'm quite reticent. I'm a bit of a chicken when it comes to really going out there. It's like it's not cross-stitching, it's like doing your own art. I need to get to them because what I've seen, I found amazing. Now we're moving to French. So I have 3 full French kits and the rest are half kits, but that's the way they sell them as half kits. So in terms of full kits, I have 2 Nimue designs. And again, if you're a Russian blogger, you have your Russian stitching, you'll be very familiar with Nimue. But I've seen less of those designs in the English-speaking video. And I have 2 designs. So I have this one, which is called pancakes or the scraps. That's the proper pancake. It's flat. What Americans call pancakes, American pancakes, they're not pancakes. And when they talk about Russian blini, they also completely misunderstand it. Russian one is like French crepe, but it uses yeast. That's the difference. Or soda, bicarbonate of soda. That's the only difference. So they will have more openings. What Americans and English people or British refer to blini, it's not. Blini are large, they're like crepes. We call them aladushki. They're made with sour milk. Those ones which you will see in James Bond, they have caviar with it. Usually have sour, something sour with it, a lot of jam. I have 2 designs, so pancakes and apple, which is wrong because it says pomea cider, so cider, apple, and I think they're matching and they will go in my kitchen. And it comes as a full kit, so it's packaged with DMC. They have all the colors listed. It comes with linen, 32 count. I think it's permin, it's quite stiff. It has all the beads. So this one, the apple, yes, it has a fabric which is 26 by 10 centimeters when it's finished. It's 36 count, not 32, 36 count linen. You do 2/2 when you're stitching it using DMC threads. And this is number 70 M006K, and you can buy it from Nimue. You can buy it, I think I bought this at Cassinino or Cassinino, the way you pronounce. And the matching one, the one with the crepes, is M007. So they are similar, and it's very similar packaging. It has those weird things. It's not a bead, it's more as a charm or embellishment. And they are metal with opening, like little tiny balls. They remind me of balls played in Harry Potter, the Kidditch. So those are my 2 Nimue. I also have this kit made in France. It is packaged with linen and the DMC threads by Le Bain de Dames in Paris in the shop. And I also seen this stitched fully, beautifully on the same block. So the same Russian lady who's done the German ones. I love her one. And she's now basically just teaching chatelaines. She loves France. She speaks French, and over her summer holidays, she used to rent a flat in Paris, and she would just go to Paris and live there. And I've seen her stitch this. It was the first and the only time I've ever seen this stitched. And I got inspired, and I really would like to do it. It's 54 by 46 centimeters when finished. So it is big. I'll leave a link. This one I know how to find. Now we're going to move to Broderies Parisiennes, so Parisian stitchers. And I'm going to start with the two partial kits where the partial bit comes separate from the chart. So this is the kit to make a little pouch, the makeup pouch. It has a chart, which I don't want to dwell on because it's really simple. You have to buy all the threads. They give you no threads. But they give you this bag which has been sewn. And all you have to do is to finish it by doing a stitching on the linen part. You can buy from either, but obviously not in my case. And what's interesting about it is if I invert the inside, so the lining, if I take it out, again, they have the brand logo, you can see that it hasn't been finished. It's partially finished, like they've done the corners, they've done all the tricky job for you, but they leave this bit. And what you do is you stick your hand through it and you do the stitching. And you can use, when I did it last year for presents for Christmas, I crawled it and clipped it so you have direct access and you can just stitch freehand. I never bothered to use the hook. It looks beautiful. If you go on Instagram again, same username as my channel, you will be able to have a look. I have stitched several. I'm going to show you which ones I have stitched. For my sister, my mom, and my nun, I've stitched a couple. So I've stitched this one. This like literally took me a couple of hours for my sister. It came fully ready, and I just had to stitch the bird and then attach it to the kit. Stitched this for my mom. Again, the bag came made, and I've stitched this for my sister. That was the largest. This is small, like you can take with you. Lots of stuff can stick in it. I've made one more, and I don't have the leftover material from it. I've made it absolute ages ago for myself, and it came with like little scissors and the threads, and I used it as a project bag for when I was knitting socks. And I went to see my mother-in-law, and she loved it, so I just gave it to her. So that's what I have empty, and it's going to look like this. And I think this is going to go to my godmother. I intended to do for her a long time ago. And I have this one for my grandmother. So I have two grandmothers still alive, and obviously they give you the entire alphabet. So I'm swapping all the letters, and they give you a pouch again. I love it. It comes with a lace. It's really, really feminine, dainty. And same story on the inside. So the lining is not complete. You finish it, and you then either use your hand stitch or you can use the sewing machine. The same brand who does the magazines. So those magazines, this is a special edition, but then they did the regular series. They had beautiful designs, and one of the prominent designers was Veronique Eisinger, the same woman whose books I've been showing you. So those patterns from those magazines have been pulled out, and you can buy them now as partial kits. And they were ridiculously popular. It's called the Botanic series. They're very, very, very popular. They're so popular, in fact, that she's been encouraged to make new designs, which you will be able to buy straight from them. But you can buy them in Casa Chinina if you want to. And she has a series on vegetables, which is the most recent. She has one design of tulips, which I love. But she's made a whole series on roses. I don't have the complete series, but I have a couple of designs. So this is number 1, the Duke of Wellington rose. And it comes with a color chart, and it comes with linen. You have an option whether you want to have a linen on either. I obviously went for linen. And when you go for linen, I think it's not even raw, it's close to khaki. But yeah, their website is in English and they deliver everywhere, so you can buy from them. So that's Duke of Wellington. We have the Pullman's Orient Express. My neighbors have this rose. We have a big garden center very close to where we live, and they sell 120 varieties of roses. Pullman's roses to me are the most fragrant. So I have seen this one and it's really fragrant. I'm thinking of getting this. Then you have Pierre de Razan. Love this. And you have the Queen Elizabeth, and that's the one I had first when I started buying them. There's, I think, definitely 5th design. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 in total, but I know there is a 5th design which she released before they went to a big craft exhibition in Russia, because she's incredibly popular in Russia. And it first became available in that exhibition. It's a yellow rose. And I want to stitch them, and I want to put them in a separate frames, same frames on the same board. Obviously, if there are 6, I can do it. If there are only 5, there's an issue. So I bought 4, and I'm hoping there are 6. And the last 2 kits I have are back to Lanarte. And they're interesting. So they're Lanarte, but they're separate Lanarte designer called Maria van Scharrenburg. And those have long been discontinued. So I had them for a very long time. This is count 28 linen. And it has the DMC threads and DMC metallics. And this is a matching pair. So this is Mars, and I have Venus. And I started with the Venus. I wanted to stitch this for my father, for his office, or for his house, you know, because he always goes, so you're like, Mom, my parents divorced her. Why can't you do something for me? And since then, he's moved on. I don't think he wants them. So this one I bought in 2001 or 2002. Last time I stitched it was summer of 2002. Yeah, and this is not the oldest kit I've started. And this one I managed to buy in September of 2008. And by then, I really had to do research. And I paid double what I paid for this, because this came regularly, but they make sense together. And I'm going to show you where I'm at. I even have all of my orts. I collect my orts. And you can see I was having a Russian chocolate. And I still have a wrap from that. And I still have all the threads. There's a lot of gold, and that's why I stopped, because DMC gold to me is painful. But this is where I'm at, and I stitched all of this freehand. Now that I have a frame, I'm thinking I can simply put it on a frame. It's very monochrome, but it has a lot of gold, and I love it. I think it's nice, and you can see I even worked on the sides, so all of the sides. I hate starting the project because I have to secure my fabric from feine. I know you can get a glue stick, but I don't like. With the one exception, glue, which I showed you last time, I don't like using the glue. I started on a V, but I stopped as soon as I realized I need to put gold. And I will have to stitch the sideways because the direction of the crosses, this is the correct way up, is the opposite of the direction I'm using now. So same story as my hooks here, really. But for a freehand stitch, it's not bad. Oh, I just realized I forgot to put half. Yeah. This, honestly, I stitched back in 2002. That was my first year of undergrad. Came to see my grandparents, and I had the long summer holidays, and then used it. Right, so this now is the 3rd installment finished. I do have some kits, but they're Russian, and I have my chatelaines. And then I have fully kitted samples. You need to tell me if you want to see my fully kitted samples. I have some quite, like I have a lot of chants as well, which kind of started kitchen, like the same as my Mirabilia. Mirabilia will be a separate video because I have some fully kitted, some kitted bar the fabric, some kitted with the fabric and the beads, but no DMC, so it's a complete and utter mess. I have an Excel document where I update. Like I put comments, like I know this column, I use this color bead for this and this and this and this, just for Mirabilia. But I have over 20 different Mirabilias, and then more want to order. So yeah, I'll see you guys later on a Sunday for the update on my current whips. Thank you for watching, and bye.